Hi, this is Ms Sharon and my friend,
Lily.
and we've been studying a little bit about reconciliation as we prepare ourselves for the Easter Vigil. And so one of the questions we have is,
What is sin?
that's a really good question, and we're going to go over today with you, Lily and I. Now, when we talk about sin, that's when we ignore or injure or reject our relationship with God.
So you're technically saying that sin is not being truthful and lying.
Those are some examples of sin. And we have to remember that sometimes people's feelings get hurt and sometimes we didn't really mean to sin. And so we have to ask,
what is an accident?
That's another very good question. So can you think of an example of an accident?
Say that you were really mad at somebody and you didn't really, and you wanted to hit them, your insides wanted to hit them, but you didn't want it. And you did hit them by accident one time.
You hit someone by accident?
Yeah, you could
Maybe. What about, have you ever bumped into somebody and they dropped something like their purse or a book or whatever they were drinking?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what an accident is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So then we also learned about what is called in Genesis, the book of Genesis, the first book of the Bible. It's called the fall, and it involves who? Lily, do you remember?
Adam and Eve.
And so we thought we would talk a little bit about that. Now, the first picture we have may seem kind of silly. It's a pile of dirt. But Adam means dirt because we know that we come from the earth and to the earth we return. Now, so Adam is one of the players in the Garden of Eden. Who else is in the Garden of Eden? The apple, and we're going to say that represents Eve. So we have Adam and Eve, and who's missing from the story of the fall in the Garden of Eden? Can you tell us who it is, Lily?
The snake.
The snake. So Lily's going to tell us a little bit about the story of the Garden of Eden.
So,
what did the snake do? They were in the Garden of Eden, and the snake came up to Eve and said what?
Why aren't you eating the apples in the middle? Eve said, well, God said not to because we will die. But then the snake said, no, you won't die. You'll just be wise like him. And so the snake gave the apple to Eve.
And then who did Eve give the apple to? To Adam. And they sinned. And what happened when God found out?
He punished them.
And how did he punish them? Do you remember?
By banishing them from the garden and making them, from now on, you will have to make your own crops in your own garden and your own clothes.
That's right. And so now that we kind of know why we have sin, we know what sin is, we know what an accident is, and we know kind of why sin started. Now we have to look at two different kinds of sin. So what are they? Do you know those two words, Lily?
Sin, compassion, and
commission.
Commission.
And omission.
Omission.
So those are two types of sin. Now, the first type of sin, commission, is, for example, the burglar who sneaks into the house and steals all the valuables. That's a sin of commission. A sin of omission.
Like,
Yeah.
say that somebody dropped their books, and the guy walked up and he's like, I should help pick up books. Nah.
That is a sin of omission because you did not do what God would have you do, which is to have compassion and mercy.
It's nice to help somebody.
That's right. It's nice to help someone. And when we don't help someone, when we purposely don't help someone, that is a sin of omission. So now we've talked about, what have we talked about today?
We talked about accidents, sin, and Adam and Eve.
That's right. And what are the two types of sin?
Commission and omission.
Very good, Lily. Thanks for helping today. We hope you enjoyed our little video.
Bye.
Bye.